teenagers, it's another day today where we get to talk on addiction. I have an amazing auntie here. Her name is Auntie Dami. I call her Auntie Dami. I like to say it that way. And here today she'll be talking about addiction and how to overcome it, how to overcome that big demon that has scared so many teenagers in the face. Now, amazingly, Auntie Dami has worked with Southern Lifestyle for a number of years now, and I know she has worked with teenagers across the board, and she has huge experience with things like this because teenagers have gone through all manner of things. We all have gone through all manner of things. So I'll let her talk now. Just bear in mind we're talking about addiction and how to overcome the challenge.
Thank you so
Welcome,
much.
Auntie Dami.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you for having me on the show this morning. I'll quickly describe what addiction is. Addiction is inability of someone, especially teenagers, to stop using substance. When I mean substance, I mean drugs like cocaine, heroin, and what have you. Inability of someone to stop using alcohol. Inability to stop engaging in certain behaviors, even though they cause psychological, mental, and physical harm to such person. And what I've realized is that teenagers continue to engage in these harmful behaviors despite the negative consequences. It's like there is a shift in the mind, a brain altering. There's this reward system that you get from something, like a satisfaction you get from something. So this leads to this compulsive act, thereby losing the ability to have control over such things. So that is what addiction, it's about. And there is this myth that we have among teenagers that addiction is not real, or there are exceptions to the rule. That, I can't be caught up in that web. No, I can't be hooked up. I can just take a little and then have a fine. Okay, it's a myth. Okay, so thereby making recovery very, very challenging. But however, addiction is treatable. It is a treatable situation with the right approaches and supportive resources. Addiction can be treated. Okay, the first point of call to recovery from addiction is admitting that there is a problem. Recognizing and acknowledging that there is a need for change. That is the starting point, for every other thing. Okay, this stage will involve you getting rid of the substance around you or whatever triggers that craving or desire. Okay, or better still, changing environment, or your circle of friends. It's a whole lot. It could be challenging. It involves a lot of mental, whatever. It's deep into the soul. But if you are determined, you know that this is a problem and you need to get out of it. That is where the healing starts from. The next stage is you seeking for help, seeking for support. Okay, I think one of the best therapy a teenager who have at this on this journey to recovery is a family therapy. Knowing that your family got your back, knowing that they have you, knowing that no matter what the situation is, you still have your parents, you still have your siblings, you still have good people around you, is a very, very good one to recovery. Also, some cases require medical help. Do you get intervention? Some need to be given medication, to help with withdrawal process. Okay, some need to go through therapy, some need to go through rehabilitation. Whatever your situation, it depends on so many factors. Factors like the frequency, factor like the quantity, the intake, the quantity. Factors like underlying mental issues. Some people have mental health issues, some people have depression. This all depends, so much on how fast a teenager could get out of this. No matter what it is, I tell you, you can get out of it. But the one that have been tested and proven is God.
Sure.
Is God. Okay? I want you to know that God loves you the way you are. I don't know how deep the shit you are in right now. I don't know how far you've gone. But God love is real and is actually designed for you to help you out, to help you navigate that process of recovery. There's something amazing God said in the Bible, Romans chapter 5 verse 8. It said God demonstrates. It's a continuous tense. God demonstrates his love for us in this. While we are yet sinners, Christ died for us. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. So don't come to a conclusion that God does not love you. God loves you and is longing to have you back. Do you get?
Yeah.
Am I saying that the addiction will go just immediately? No. Or the craving will vanish instantly? No. What I'm trying to tell you is that you need God's help. And you're not just going to be asking God to help you. You are going to be handing your life totally into his hand. Okay, if what you don't give to God, God doesn't put his nose into it. When you give your life to him, he's ready to go through that journey with you. Okay, he's going to provide a firm foundation for you. He's going to provide a good landing spot for you, no matter how many times you crash. You get. So God loves you. This method has been proven, has been tested. Thank you so much.
Now, thank you very much, Auntie Dami. I would also love us to talk from the angle of parents. It's possible we have parents listening today, and then they probably want to know. I feel like parents need to understand certain things. They need to. Now, you mentioned the fact that initially your family has got your back and all of that. How about kids that are from very special homes where some things are forbidden? You can't just. How will you even tell your dad? Okay, we're both guys, and I'm telling my dad that there's this issue, this polo. Where? You know, like I want Yoruba parents. This polo series. Where did you get the kidney come from? And then the noise is too much. And then maybe the mom comes and the other brother comes, kidney come out. Your cousin already knows that you have pornographic issues. So how do parents get to understand and how do they get to learn how to deal with their teenagers? So that the boy is free to tell you that, okay, I think masturbation has entered this matter and things like that.
I think on this side of the world, when a parent hears such, they freak out. They enter into panic mode. Wow, where did this, happen? It's just kind of natural. But beyond this, reaction towards that revelation, we need to step up, to help this person, this teenager, this young person. It's seeking help. No, you're not an island. You don't know everything. You need to seek the appropriate help. You get. Telling the whole family members and spreading the news is going to do more damage than you could handle. I think parents just need to sit down with this young person and talk it through. It's communication. Communication is so important. Talking through. We need to start building a relationship with our children so that they can tell us anything. Children, for a young person to come up and open up and tell this is what I'm going through, that's a big thing. Because some will even go, they'll keep hiding it from the parent, from the family, until the thing got so extreme and it could not be handled. I think the first thing, like I said, is to sit down and talk about it. Then we now weigh the pros and cons. How far have you gone? What are the things you've done? Okay, then now let's seek help. Do you get? Let's seek help. I think that's so important. That's so important.
I really love that because sometimes I remember I had a conversation with my mom, and then I think we read the story of a girl that got pregnant and had to probably remove it, and then she didn't even remove it. She went to quacks and it became an issue. And my mom was asking me like, why is it that she could not tell her parents? I remember. Remember, I feel like tell our parents that what?
Not so easy.
It's not easy. It's not as if the word just come out. It's not as if you made God of scholarship and you say, mommy, that is good news.
I
got pregnant.
No.
How will you do? But then I think parents basically just on that. They feel that because they are her parents, we should be able to just tell them one or two things and all that. Really does not work that way. I think for me, I feel like it's relationship.
Yes,
that makes them flow. Like okay, daddy, I can say this, mommy, I can say wow.
I also think, just like you said, this relationship, we need to start building it from from when they are still, very young, not until when they are teenagers and that relationship is already formed and the wall have been raised. Do you get? We need to start building that relationship. I heard of a girl too that, had several abortion, and the mother she never knew. It was much later in the future that this girl was talking, and the mother was like, "You are making this up. It is not real. It never happened." And the girl said, "Yeah, this is real." JK, we need to relate with our children such that we are part of their life. Okay, your child cannot be away away in school for a month, and you are not even checking up on her or him. You don't call. You don't know what is happening with his academics. Many teenagers are facing challenges. I know one that, even to the point of writing a project, she was not opening up to her mother until the day of presentation was over. Then the mother knew that there is a big problem. She gets. So we need to be part of their lives. How are you doing? What's happening over there? Okay, can I come over the weekend? Or you just pumping one of these days unannounced? Do you get? So we should be part of what is happening in their life. Do you get? They are going to hide some things. But if you block all those loopholes, as much as we can, we still be able to look at something is wrong here, something is wrong here. So I think relationship is also very important.
And then my final question for you is, okay, so when I think of addiction, I also probably have this thing in my head, even if I will not ask the child, I'm like, where did you go? How did it happen? Who did you speak with? What are your friends? What really happened to you? So now my question is, what are the things that teenagers and parents are need to understand that while your child is growing 2, 5, 7, the child probably away from those things that will probably not make the child go into that. So for instance, now if you probably have a neighbor that drinks, you make her understand that this is not good. Or maybe you change the environment or something. So what are the things that we can do, teenagers can do, and parents can do to guard them from probably walking into such traps or things like, because sometimes I feel like, okay, how did you now love pornography that much? Who introduced it? Things like that run through my mind. So what are the things we need to do to know that just guard yourself away from pitfalls and things like that?
I would say number one thing is love. Love, it's so powerful. God, the Bible says God loves us so much. That love produced so many things. It produced healing, it produced liberty, it produced confidence, it produced so many things. Love. I heard of a lady, she's into therapy now. She helps people recover. She runs this rehabilitation homes where she helps drug addicts, get them off the street. How did she got hooked herself before she got to that point? It says nobody loved her. She just went for this event, and the whole hall was filled up. They didn't allow her in. She should just stay away. And while she was hanging around somewhere, somebody just gave her chocolate, and that was it. That was a starting point. There's this comradeship among them. There's this acceptability among them, and so children want to be loved. Parents, let's try as much as we can to love our children. Another thing is information. We need to expose our children to things. Don't let us live in this fantasy that my children do not know all these things. We are living in an information era. We need to expose, this thing is happening, it's real. And these are the dangers. If you get yourself involved, what are the things that you think are likely to happen to you? Let them be the one to prove the dangers and the solution to that. So it's become more realistic, it become more real to them. Again, my son is going to be 12. He asked me of a older person, say, Mom, why does this so person have so many ladies around him? And I explained to him that this guy is promiscuous. It's not the standard way of living. Okay, you could go into a relationship when you grow up, but these are the way to do it. These are the way to do it. And he's making himself vulnerable to health issues, to so many dangers. So information is so key. Let's explain things to our children. Don't let us live in this fantasy that they don't know things. They know a whole lot. Okay, a whole lot. Another thing, just like I said initially, is relationship. Okay, let's be part of their lives. They are in the room for like 2 hours, you're not even checking up on them. Okay, there is an internet enabled device in your home and you are not putting control on such. That is dangerous. Or there's some certain movie your children have on their phones and you are not even part of it. Well, I tell my children that before you watch a movie, I need to watch it first. Oh yes, because I need to do censoring myself. If it's edible and healthy for you to watch. Okay, on the DSTV we have parental control. Do you get? So these are things that they enter into their heart and form, these decisions, and children, they are curious. They want to try things out. Some not even out of maybe they are waywardness or whatever. They just want to test, how is this thing, how does it look like? Do you get? They watch people, smoking, people having fun with drugs. They just want to try it out. So please, let's be part of our children's life. So love is very, very important. Let's give them the right information and be involved. Don't be an absent parent. We have a lot of absent parents right now. We are just going after career, we are going after money. We go in the money and come back late in the night. We don't even know what has happened during the day. Please, let's be involved. God bless.
Thank you so much. Thank you. This is really an amazing time, and I just really want to say thank you to you for coming. And I really hope that teenagers have learned a lot, and then the parents have picked a whole number of things. One thing I really want to hammer on for teenagers is, like as Dami said, we don't really care about how deep the shit is. Just understand that God loves you and He's ready to welcome you home. All you just need to do is just come. Like, the door is open, just come in, and He's really ready to help you and walk you through the process. And one thing she also said that is really profound is talk to your parents about it. Your parents love you. It might look as if, oh, daddy's too hard, mommy's too tough, and all of that. But the truth is, when you tell them, they will work at getting a solution for you. They will work at taking you to a doctor, a psychologist, somebody that can really walk you through the desired change that you want to see. We understand that it's not easy for you right now. Nobody wants to be bound by something they think is pleasurable, but then they want to stop and can't stop anymore. So it's like you are a prisoner to your own doing and things like that. So we encourage that you speak to your parents, come to God, and first acknowledge that there is a problem.
Yeah.
Don't think, oh, there's nothing, I can acknowledge that there is a problem here that needs to be fixed, and then work at it. And really, God is so loving. And you have a community of people online, physically, even at church, at school, your parents that are ready to really accept you. So don't feel you're all left alone. I'm just here, nobody cares. People really care. So take that off your mind and know that help is on the way. Thank you very much.